Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I am looking at this. This is Tales of Terror from 1962. It is part of the Arrow Video Vincent Price box set, 6 Gothic Tales, and this is the third film that I've reviewed. Yes, so let's get into it. It's 89 minutes long. It's on Rotten Tomatoes 71%, which is interesting because it's higher, it seems to me, than I thought it would be, because a lot of critics were very critical of this film for various reasons, which we might go into. And we'll see how it happens. Anyhow, this is, of course, another Edgar Allan Poe story. Well, but of course, it's not a story this time. It's an anthology of stories. Yes, we have got Morella. We've got The Black Cat, which also combines another story, The Cask of Antimonteladeo. Oh, something like that. I'm very good at the pronunciations. So that one is a combination. And then we've got The Facts in the Case of M. Valadimar. These are what the 3 anthology stories are. And they were all once again adapted by Richard Matheson. And, of course, it's produced and directed by Roger Corman. This was 3 weeks worth of filming. It's interesting to note that the first story, Morella, used some of the sets and footage from the House of Usher from 1960. The Fall of the House of Usher, if you remember. It's quite recognisable, but that's in that. It was released as a double bill, actually, with Panic in the Year Zero, 1962, which is a sci-fi film. Anyhow, that's how it was seen at the cinema, as a part of a double bill. Right, now let me go into the stories and the cast. The first story, Morella as Vincent Price as Locke. And then we've got Maggie Pierce as Lenora Locke. She has a lot of TV roles, no sort of significant films that I could see, but yeah, she has a film career, but it's mainly TV kind of things. Then we've got Leona Gage as Morella Locke. She's more, again, her career is more of a model, beauty pageant, some TV stuff. There's a certain stories around and a bit of scandal. But yeah, she had quite an interesting, lively career. Then in the second story, The Black Cat, got Vincent Price again. He plays Fortunato Lucrezi. Oh, I can't manage to say that. And then we've got an interesting major guest star. It's Peter Lorre. Yes, Peter Lorre plays Montresor Herringbone, that's it. What a name. Yes. Of course, he's a legendary actor going back into the classic era of films, 30s and 40s. He was in The Maltese Falcon, 1941. Casablanca, yes, he was in Casablanca, 1942. And after this, he's in the next film, The Raven, 1963, which will be the next film I review and that we'll take a look at. So, he's a very interesting career, is Peter Lorre. A very recognisable face as well. Yes, you know him. Now, Joyce Jameson plays Annabelle Herringbone. She is an interesting one as well. In her film career, I noticed that she was in Death Race 2000 from 1975. That is a real cult classic. Yes, it's amazing how these actresses and actors pop up in these cult classics. I just noticed, and I thought, wow, yeah, she's in that. Then the third story is The Case of N. Valimar. Yes, Vincent Price again. He plays Ernest Valimar. Then we've got another quite recognisable legend. We've got Basil Rathbone. Yes, he plays Mr. Carmichael. You could say he's the villain in this. Well, Basil Rathbone, look at his film career. It's one of the first films I noticed is The Adventures of Robin Hood from 1938. That is a classic with Errol Flynn. What absolute wonderful film. But of course, Basil Rathbone appeared as Sherlock Holmes in so many films of the late 30s, right into the 40s. He's there, Sherlock Holmes. What a character. Just incidentally, he was in Son of Frankenstein, 1939. I like these roles, but yeah, I suppose he will always be well known as Sherlock Holmes, and that's it. But yes, he's in here in this film. Then we've got Deborah Paget playing Helen Valdemar. Interesting, not sort of massive film roles, but she was in Love Me Tender in 1956, the Elvis Presley musical. Yes, 1956, an early Elvis Presley musical. She was in that, so there we are. Then we've got the Doctor David Frankham, Dr. Elliot James. He plays that. Now, he was in the cult classic film The Return of the Fly. 1959. But then I was immediately fascinated, excited by the fact that he's been in the original classic Star Trek. Yes, he was in the third season story. Yeah, okay, it's the third season. Yes. Story. Is there, in truth, no beauty? Oh, they loved having those classical titles almost in Star Trek. Yes. That was 1968 in that episode. Yes, he was in that. So, hey, you can't say fairer than that, can you? Now, all these stories are all narrated by Vincent Price. The first story, Morella, is really a story of a daughter returning to a estranged father. The whole house is in decay. He blames her for the death of his wife, mother, and that's how the story develops. I mean, he's got his wife's body decaying in the bed. Yes, a nice thing to have. The whole atmosphere is very spooky, confrontational. And Vincent Price, again, he's excellent in it. Wonderful performance. Then we've got The Black Cat. Now, this has a more sort of comedy element in it, even though it's a very horrific film as well. The horror is very much there. This really is I think to some extent, though Vincent Price he plays this wine taster, Fortunato Lucrezi. Um, it's dominated by Peter Lorre as Montresor Herringbone. Yes, who doesn't treat his wife. He hates his wife, and he hates the black cat. Aha, yes. And of course, his wife ends up having an affair, quite blatantly. It's obvious, with Vincent Price's character. And it all develops from there. It's very interesting performances all around, and it takes a very sinister turn. It really does, and it's rather good. It stands out well. The horrific with the comedy, fantastic story, and then it ends on a very sinister story. The case of Hell M. Valimar. M. Valimar is dying. He's in a lot of pain. And he's got this hypnotist who, that's played by Basil Rathbone, Mr. Carmichael, who eases his pain through hypnosis. But he's not charging anything. And he's clearly got designs on his wife, because he's not taking any money, but he has one thing, that when he dies, he wants to be able to, at that moment of death, hypnotize him and see what's, in death, if you want to put it like that. And of course, it all takes a very, very sinister turn. Very sinister. And Basil Rathbone plays this villain brilliantly. And Vincent Price is, as usual, excellent. That's the thing about Vincent Price. You notice in all these films how wonderful he dominates the screen. How fantastic an actor he really is. I love him because he's so authoritative. His voice, I can listen to his voice. He's just great. And all these wonderful tales are fantastic. Highly recommended. You just love it. If you're loving this box set, why not? I just enjoy it. I do. I can't believe a film like this, 3 weeks, and the special effects have got the Corman's touch, the way he films all these things, and this is his first anthology that we've seen. Some people criticised that. I noticed the critics, but I think it works well. I really enjoy it. I like anthologies as well. I mean, I think the Poe purists think he deviated a bit too much. Yes, too much deviation, but from Poe. But great. I love it. I think it's great, and it's highly recommended. I'm really enjoying this box set, and it makes me want to watch more and more of these stories. I know. There's only 3 more left after this. Yes. But there's more Vincent Price always around. Yes, definitely. This came out in 2005 on DVD release. And then, of course, here it is in the Arrow video box set. Highly recommended. It really is. It's great. Fantastic. Love this film. That's it. We're done. We're done here. Anyhow, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It costs no. And also, if you like it, please give it a like. It helps with algorithms, they say, and hopefully more people then can watch what I do. And all that costs no. You can't say fairer than that. And also, if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I really love to read what you have to say about these things. So, perhaps you don't. No. But anyhow, I honestly, I do love to hear what you actually think and say. That's great. So, all I've got to say is, I'll see thee I'll see thee again.